All right, one of the questions that was asked was, how do you come in here and decide how to shoot it? You have actors, you have camera placement, you have action around the room. Where do you start? A lot of it will start with the director. The director will kind of look at the space and know what he kind of wants to have happen. He knows that they want to have loading shotguns or playing with radios or whatever the scene entails. You start with the script, and then the director will come in. Depending on the director, he'll sometimes let the actors come in and just use the space and see what happens during the rehearsal. So you rehearse it, and they just kind of go through the lines, and you pick what actions feel good, or he has some specific directions. And it's the same thing with camera. Depending on the director, as a director of photography, I'll come in and we'll watch the scene. We watch the actors go through the blocking. So they block it, meaning they come in and they decide where they're going to stand. Boom, 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 boom. Once the director likes that, then you watch the rehearsal for a little more detail. As a director of photography, I go, okay, if they're going to do action sitting here on these chairs, I know I'm going to have to see either both of them at one point, or is it only one at a time? And if he steps up here, I'm going to need a wide shot that looks good from down on the chair. On the chair as he stands up, I got to make sure the action looks good as he stands up. Or is it going to be covered just by single shots here, and then he'll stand up into this one, not seeing the transition. So you go through and you just kind of look at what works and decide on the day, depending on the scene, what's going to happen there. Again, it's a good communication thing between the director and the director of photography, because the director will have an idea of what he wants, and then I'll have suggestions, and sometimes I'll just say, hey, what should I do here? I'll give my suggestions and say, oh, I love it, or I'll show them a shot and say, oh, I love it, or let's do this, I don't like that. Let's see, am I answering the question? Oh, but a good process to follow is to go from wide to tight. So always start with the biggest setups first, the biggest, broadest, widest stuff. So do I want to see the whole thing as a master shot? Do I want to see all three or all two actors going through the whole scene? Do I have a shot that looks good enough through the whole scene? You go as far as you can, and then you start doing mediums. Okay, do I need a medium shot of him talking to her? Is it over her shoulder? Is it the two of them? Is it two shots, or a two shot with the two of them in one shot? Once you have all those down, as much coverage as you want, then you go into tight singles and you get just him, just her, just reactions. So you always pare it down. So you start broad, and I want to say ugly. You start broad, because also with lighting wise, you start broad because you can't get as detailed and some nice light control on somebody's face. If you're seeing the whole world, if you're seeing the whole window and everything, then I have to put stuff outside the window or way far away so I don't see the equipment. But once you're getting tight shots, I can hide lights really close just off camera that make the tight shots look nicer. So how to decide is you just have to think about, you imagine what you might want to do first off with the people on paper, and then when you get there on the day, you block it, you have them walk through it, and as they're walking through, I kind of walk around and I look at each kind of angle in the scene while they're going through, and I say, well, this look cool, well, this look cool, see which angle will work the best, and then, ooh, sorry, I didn't make you sick there. There's Mike. Hi, Mike. And then you go, okay, I've kind of made a decision. I know I want to cover the scene from this angle, so that means I have this corner to work with. I need to light. I need to move camera accordingly. And there's also camera movement can be handheld. It can be on sticks. It can be on a dolly. All these things need to kind of go into that. And yeah, so you always start wide, go small, cover the scene. That's the best way to do it.